back to another episode of Psychonaut Sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to take a look at Sideshow Comics, issue number 1 by Mature Magic Publications. Ugh, come on, camera, work. Mature Magic Publications. Any of you Psychonauts out there want to raise your hand and tell me where Mature Magic Publications came from? Bum bum bum. If you are a fan of Power Comics, if you are a fan of Jontar was a comic first created by Bill Miller, drawn by Tony Lorenz, and a few other individual, but Bill Miller basically just kind of did this out of his, like, you know, just created this comic back in the mid 80s, in 1985, actually, in Watseka, Illinois. His dad gave him some money. It's very DIY. It's very you know, rough around the edges, which I love. Very power comic-y. This is the preeminent. This is what Evan Husney calls the Citizen Kane of power comics. Wish I had an original copy. I don't. But it was originally published by Bill Miller's imprint, which was called Mature Magic. And I had no idea. You can get this at Floating World Comics, by the way, and you should, because it's an amazing collection of all the Jontar comics. But I had no idea. I think I was at an LCS. They had a box of underground comics that I was flipping through, and I came across this, and it didn't stick out too much other than it looked very like, this is, you may not be able to tell, but this is almost like construction paper. And I was like, wait a minute. When I pulled it up and I saw Mature Magic, I was like, no way. So it looks like Bill Miller also tried to produce other comics other than just his Jontar comic from Mature Magic. And it's called Sideshow Comics, featuring Magoon, which I guess is just a play on, you know, Mr. McGee, or just whatever, just some kind of weird, silly comic book character. And he's sitting here walking along in Cliché Woods. I was like, is this pee? Did they pee themselves? But I think that's actually supposed to be shadow that they just didn't fill in. But walking into Cliché Woods, go deeper into the woods, ruination, 2 miles up the creek without a paddle. If you flip the page, it is definitely Cliché Woods when you get into this book. The creator is Jim Writing. So here we go. Publisher's policy. So this is written in that Bill Miller kind of just, you know, literally typing this out on a typewriter, as he would often do. So all graphics literature published by Mature Magic Publications shall contain entertaining and intriguing stories, not offensive to young or old, but acceptable to both. Is that what he was thinking when he created Jontar, which was a male stripper / trash man who ended up finding an elf in a trash can and acquiring a magical sword, which turned him into one of the greatest underground superheroes of all time? I don't know. A strict delivery schedule will be maintained, and delivery is guaranteed. Our aim to please, cooperate with our distributors, and provide our readers. So it's like their mission statement. Sideshow Comics. This is January 1987, published quarterly as an ongoing series. Open stock, which may be ordered in quantity at any time. as long as issue is in print. By doing so, we hope everyone has a chance, in bold, to get their own personal copy regardless of current issue in print. Very interesting. Story, content, characters, dialogue are all taken from the works of Jim Writing's creator artist, copyright 1986. So I'm assuming, based upon reading this, I kind of did some look up on Jim Writings, didn't really find anything. So I guess this was a local cartoonist from Wauseka, Illinois, that Bill Miller felt, hey, let's produce all your comics. Like this guy, I think, was just trying to create like you're just kind of like normal like newspaper comic strip kind of thing. And I don't know that was very successful. And then hey, let's like get that printed here. Some of them are a couple pages long. Some of them are just a page, sometimes less. And very just cliche. I mean, so here we get like a series of strips and very, very basic drawing, but here he's just his features that he's got a big nose and he's kind of like this like Ziggy kind of character. Little silly, little awkward. But just kind of like you're just, you know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, small town humor kind of stuff. This one, these are a series of one panel comics. There's a light here for some reason, and his shadow is on the wall, and he's just like, guess who? I guess that's supposed to be funny. Come in, Mr. Magoon, you're in luck. You're my first patient since I graduated from dental school. Oh, it's like one of those things is like, oh man, you don't want that. I custom designed this sun cap just for you. Special sun caps, don't be sunburned. You know, because he's got a big nose, so it's big cap. Do you really think we can make a fortune by starting a fad of having people wear vegetables around their necks? Sure, if we can just get some dummy to buy some to get it all going. Here comes Magoon. Oh, this is very... if he says we can trust him, I should vote for him. I mean, he wouldn't lie. He's a professional politician. Vote, you can trust me. I mean, it's just very, like... This is your basic small town newspaper kind of like har sort of thing. And that's what this whole book is. And it's you know, it's clever, I guess, you know. It's outdated, certainly. So I'm not disparaging it at all. It just, you know, it's a little outdated. Let's have a little wager. I'll bet you $500 that you don't die this year. If I stay alive, you win and keep my $500. Yep, but I have to die to win. You call that a nice bet? No, I call it insurance. Here's a policy. Wait a minute. You're betting I'm going to live, and I'm betting I'm going to die. And we both want you to win. Right, that'll be $500. Gesundheit, dear. Sniff. That's gross. Watch this space. Watch this space. He's still sitting there. Yep. You're getting older. I gotta start planning for retirement. The writing is on the wall. I think I created a bunch of cartoons like this when I was a kid because I was into like Sunday comics. I mean, it's fun. You know, I picked this up and I read it, and it's fun. Magoon does have a wife, you know, so she's kind of like involved in the antics sometimes. Catnip. Yow, how. So this one was like a little different. Like, I don't see Magoon here. Catnip is some special cat. So smart, so classy, such good taste. All cats howl at the moon. What makes his howling so special? Catnip only howls Sinatra songs. Ha, ha, ha. So, yep, it kind of takes over with this like catnip thing after a while because, you know, Cats were a big thing in the 80s in the comics. Owl, howl, rowl. Shut up, you stupid cat. Don't you know what time it is? Clunk. It's 3:15 a.m. because you just looked at the clock. Har, har, har. So, yep, that's basically it. I mean, I just kind of wanted to show this off because I thought it was kind of neat. This is pretty rare comic. I got it for like $5, but I haven't really seen it available anywhere. I did see that Mature Magic produced supposedly, according to mycomicshop.com, produced a couple of these Sideshow comics. Whether or not they are, how available they are, I don't think they are. There were a few Jontars, of course. But yeah, I didn't know they did anything else besides Jontar. But, back here too, we have classified advertisements. So Bill Miller introduced classifieds into this. Symbol Man, issue number 1, November 1986. Small press, digest size, number 1. So I think this might have been another Mature Magic comic. If anybody out there in the Power Comics community or any other indie comics community, let me know if you know anything about Symbol Man. Baby Oil, second printing, 8-page mini comic. Very interesting. An 8-page mini comic. Are you looking for a publisher? We may be interested in publishing your work. We reserve the right to accept or reject any material subjected for publication. If you want material returns and postage, blah, blah, blah. Attention small press and fandom land. Have you heard of a small press clearinghouse distribution system? We will print and distribute your work for you. This was kind of a common thing that publishers would try to create their own distribution system and vice versa. It was a way of being able to try to monopolize the market. I talked about that a little bit in my Ultraverse premiere episode with Aaron Conway. It's what the president of Malibu tried to do. Coming soon, new series for every genre. What? Bill Miller? Little glimpse into what we could have seen with Mature Magic publications. The Children, science fiction. Rebel, adventure drama. Costumed Commando, superhero. Flashback, detective. And The Ride of Jed Harper, western. Wow. I want to live in the alternate reality where this came to its full fruition. Show me that alternate reality, please. Send a gift order. You can get Jontar 1, 2, and 3. Whew. Gosh, that would have been awesome. And then here we get like all kinds of other what is all of this? Small press clearinghouse distribution systems. So I guess this is, they were connected with this particular distributor. And you can get all this. And they mixed in Jontar with some of the ads, along with Adventures of the Spud Boys, Goose, the Wander, not the Wanderer. 8-page mini comic, 8-page mini, Dungar the Barbarian. A little mess up on the typewriter there. It's pretty cool. Florida Life, 8-page mini. Dime Store Stories presents I Want This. Ian Shires, if you're out there, hit me up. This is incredible. Coming next edition, just dump that hot grease on the neighbor's tulips. He won't mind. What? The Fat Family. Everybody has a family like them in their neighborhood. The Fat Family. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Magoon, more from the short guy with the big nose. He's the most naive man alive. Yeah, I said like naive, like Ziggy. Cheese Weasel. He's the shadiest lawyer alive and no problem. It's too small for litigation. Also, meet Fred and Frida Fat in their house. Yeah, that's just wrong. It's wrong. It's a different world now, Jim. Jim writings. But a fun, I mean, it's overall fun cartoons. I enjoyed reading it. I won't go through because I mean all the jokes that I already read, like it pretty much tells it all. But I thought this would be a fun independent underground comics artifact to bring to the table. Now it's out there in the internet world. If anybody finds any of these books from Mature Magic, any more Sideshow comics, I'll buy them up. Or anything that's in any of these Oracle comics. I do Oracle. Ancient Dreams comics, Clutch of the Land. Ugh. That, like all of this. I want it. I want it all. Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Again, just to remind you, I do have a Patreon account with exclusive content for members, as well as I have my own books and comics you can purchase directly from me on my website. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. Stay safe out there and keep it psycho.